say the new star on the block. I mean the accolades जो आ रहे हैं आपके लिए अभी recently मैंने क्या पढ़ा है, you deserve an Oscar nomination. He is the response to Irfan. And let me just read out what critics have said for you. Variety has called you a small marvel. Telegraph has said breakthrough performance of the year. So has it sunk in?
It's very overwhelming to hear all this. I'm not used to being complimented so much as an actor. And also, I had no expectations from the film. So, whatever is happening is a bonus for me. And I'm just trying to live in the moment and soak it all in.
So, I mean, you've already got a nomination at the Independent Spirit Award. Now, aapke upar, everyone's just like, you know, the accolades. And does that also kind of make you a little anxious? I know it's very overwhelming. And does that also make you anxious?
Not really. I try not to think about these things and just to focus on whatever I'm doing at the present. I mean, these things are way beyond my control. Just to see my name next to Chadwick Boseman and Riz Ahmed is an award by itself. You know, getting nominated is an award for me. Like I hadn't expected anything of this sort. So yeah, anything else that happens is just a bonus, and I try to not think about it and just to focus on whatever else is happening right now.
So, I mean, also the thing, as you said, you know, it's, but they're actually calling you the white tiger. You know, they're calling you. So, and you said you had not much expectation from the film. So, what was it like when you were approached for it? I know aapne, to get under the skin of your character, you were also with a thela wala, you know, serving to get to understand. So, what was, just like take us back, what was the entire process like?
I read the book when I was 14 years old, and it was just one of those incredibly popular books, Man Booker Prize winner. So either my brother or my mother, both of who are very avid readers, must have gotten the book. Growing up, I wasn't big into reading. Now I read a lot, but back then I didn't. But I just picked up the White Tiger, read it, and it was great. I was very amused by it, entertained by it, made me think, reflect a lot of things. In 2019, in June, I got a call from Tess Joseph's office for this audition, and my only motivation at that point in time, I remember, was to impress Tess so that I get another audition call, because even to think that I would become a part of this film and get to play Balram was out of question. I said, yeah, this is way out of my league, so I just need to give a good audition so that I get called for something else. So, and a month later, we had a lot of rounds with Ramin, of course, and he went back to New York, and he gave me a call and he said, I've spoken to the Netflix people and everybody is, we all want you to play Balram. And that moment was so unreal for me, and it was just, I was just in disbelief, completely. And from therein, I just told myself that I need to make the best use of this opportunity, because in life I feel hard work is not the only answer. There are 100 other things that need to come together for something of this sort to happen. A lot of people work very hard, including myself, but that is not the only thing that takes you wherever this has. So I just considered myself very fortunate, and I went to a village called Chalkari Basti in Jharkhand. Actually befriended a guy who used to stay next to my building called Akshay, and now we're good friends. But back then we were just getting to know each other, and I told him that I want to go to his village because Balram comes from Lakshmangarh, which is a fictitious village in Bihar. So we changed 5 modes of transportation and reached his village. And every day we would just set off on his bike and just explore the village, meet people, explore the village, talk to people. And nobody over there knew that I was an actor, because I wanted to have a very unbiased experience. And I just wanted people to trust me with their stories and to tell me what they thought about life and to tell me what they thought about the village and the city and everything. And I think they really did. And I got close to his family, I got close to his friends, and it was a beautiful experience for me. And from there on, I went to Delhi, and I worked at a small puri ka stall in Saket, where I was cleaning plates and helping him do other small errands. And it just made me realize that I could just do this for 2 weeks and get out of it, but there are people who do this for their entire lives.
Very true.
And that I'm so fortunate as an actor to just experience this and really understand what it takes, the kind of sacrifices that people make here. Just I think it was very eye-opening for me to work there.
Absolutely. And were you at any point mistaken for, one of those,
being
one
somebody
of
like
them.
Balram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, to get accepted also was like, like it took me 2 days to get accepted because nobody would give me a job without looking at my ID card. And I had started dressing up as Balram and started talking like him, started parting my hair like him, my beard. I lost weight in the village, all of that. So for the first one day, I went to like some 15, 20 odd thelas and they all wanted to see my ID card. And on my ID card, I look like this and my name is Adarsh and I was introducing myself as Balram. And I'd cooked up a backstory. So it was all foolproof. And finally, I found this Tilawala who agreed to give me the job without looking at my ID card. And he would pay me 100 rupees a day for doing whatever he asked me to. And I said, okay. So, yeah, after I worked there, once what happened was that I was just walking. I worked there for a couple of weeks and then, a script reading session and stuff started and I had to quit that job. And then I would just roam the streets of Delhi in my clothes, sit in the train, just go wherever it took me, go to Chandni Chowk, just sit there for hours, talk to random people. And once I was just walking to some place and somebody who was transporting construction rods, they stopped on the side of the road and saw me and called me. And I said, हाँ. He said, ये उठा दोगे सलिया, इसका 20 रुपए देंगे, चाय पानी का खर्चा दे देंगे तुमको. So when that happened, I was like, man, now I'm really Balram, now this is what I wanted. When a random person who just called me out on the road without even me going and introducing myself, that is when I believed that no, what I'm doing is right. I'm on the right path.
Also, Rajkumar also was saying that apparently he was learning from you. So what was the thing like on the set? I know you would tell people that Priyanka and you have the Jamshedpur connect and everything. So what was it like?
No, I think
and having someone who played the younger Shah Rukh Khan and My Name is Khan.
No, I think I'm extremely fortunate to have worked with such humble people. I mean, Raj and Priyanka, both of them are legends in their own right. And I'm very, very fortunate that I got to know them in person. And, we all of us know that they're fantastic actors and they've done some incredible roles. Like, I just feel that I'm very fortunate to have worked with legends so early on in my career. And, all of us know of them as fantastic actors. I'm a huge fan of Priyanka's work in Barfi and Kamine and Raj's so many films. But I think I'm just very lucky to know them in person, just to see them for the people they are. They are so real and so humble. They're so down to earth and they're so hungry to do good work even now, in spite of being at a very, very big position in their lives for almost 20 years. To have that sort of hunger and to not become complacent is a very hard thing to do. And I think that's been my biggest learning, to never always remind myself why I do this. I just feel that just even being an actor is a luxury. Just getting this chance to play so many lives in one different life and to act and to tell a story and to get paid for it is a luxury. And it's incredible that I'm getting to do this and with such amazing people.
Absolutely. And also, they're all saying that this movie is going to do to you what Slumdog Millionaire did to Dev Patel. How are you seeing your future now? Because I'm sure, you know this industry, one great performance and you're flooded by offers. You know the way it works. Any actor who's been in this industry knows. So how are you seeing it ahead from now? What's going to be your process? What's going to be your method?
Well, Pooja, I really have no expectations. I just I dream big, I work hard, and I try to minimize my expectations as much. So whatever I get, I just take it as bonus. And I had never expected the film to blow up like it did. And I'm just excited to see the kind of windows it opens up for me, because there are lots of filmmakers that I want to work with. And my idea is to just work with like people with a distinct voice and people who are ready to experiment and make bold choices. And, those are kind of filmmakers that interest me. And not just internationally, but also within India, work with Malayalam directors and Tamil directors. I'm trying to learn some Tamil from my dad right now. And work with some great Hindi filmmakers as well. Yeah, I'm just, cinema is a universal medium and I don't want language to become a barrier for a role that I like, but I can't do just because I can't speak the language. So I'm just trying to work on these things.
चलो विश लिस्ट बता दो अपनी. अब कौन है टॉप 5 विश लिस्ट में, और also ऐसी कौन सी किताब है that you would like to be part of, if you were to adapt?
I would love to be a part of A Fine Balance. It's a book by Rohinton Mistry, and I would love for a film to be made on it, and I would love to be a part of it. Um, my favorite filmmakers in India are Anurag Kashyap, Vikramaditya Motwane,
Wow.
I think Zoya and Farhan Akhtar, and both I love them. Anand Gandhi, and I don't know who else. There are lots. There are so many. I have a list actually.
Wow, and that's going to be manifested because the kind of love that's coming from. But tell me honestly, which are, critics in our country, they are very stingy when it comes with compliments. Aapko lekhe to they have been so generous. But which was that one, comment or something that really warmed your heart, something that made you really happy?
I think my brother is my best critique, and my family in general, but my brother because he has a very objective way of looking at life. And when he told me that he liked my performance and he liked the film, and he thought it was the best film that he's seen this year, I know that he really means it, and I know that it really affected him. And it was, I think that's what's most important for me. When my brother tells me something, I really believe him.
Tell us the critics, we don't need to listen to you. And just coming back to Balram, you feel bad for him also. Sometimes you wonder, and sometimes you do realize why he's taken those steps that he had. Through the course of the film, was there any particular scene that you kind of, touched you or, resonated with you, any moment while filming?
Yeah, that scene where I have that altercation with the woman who comes and asks me for money.
Yeah.
In the market.
Yes.
It was an interesting scene because you see this dynamic between two people, both of who are in a very sad position in their lives. They both don't have much, and you see one person's frustration come out on the other.
Yeah.
Because he's frustrated with something else completely else. Like, he doesn't really have hate for that woman. It's because of his circumstances that's coming out over there. It's more of that. It's like a father having a tough day at work and then झाड़ देते अपने बच्चे को.
सही में.
वो उस किस्म की चीज है. It was very interesting because on the script it was a small thing. It was just Balram shoos away the beggar woman, and I told Ramin that I feel a lot more than that. I feel this rage inside me and I wanted to erupt at this point, because like Mukesh right before that scene has told him that I still have your confession letter. He's passively threatening me, saying that basically my life is like I'm a puppet in his hands, right? That's what he's implying.
Yeah.
So I was really angry before the scene, and I told Ramin that I want to do something, and he said, well, don't tell me what you want to do, just do it. Ramin would always tell me that. When I would want to discuss it with him, he said, just surprise me. And in the first take, I actually picked up the pan that was next to me. I was sitting next to a chai wala, and he had one pan on which he was making the chai, and the other one which was next to me. And I picked it up and I almost swung it very close to the woman who was playing the actor. And she was so scared.
I can imagine.
She thought I would actually hit her because I was actually very angry. And that was a completely live location. There were no actors apart from the both of us. So when we were doing the scene, all the other crew members were hiding in different rooms, and only the cinematographer, the DP was behind me with his camera. And so crowded that people weren't even noticing the camera. So when I actually did that scene, and you can see it in the film, people don't know that there's a shooting happening. Like for people, they genuinely thought I was some guy who was very disturbed and who was very angry with this woman. And people were looking at me with like empathy and sympathy. And there was this one woman who started walking towards me even to, probably console me and tell me whatever. And I saw her through the corner of my eye, and I said, "Ye scene barbaad ho jayega." She comes. So I started retracting, and I suddenly saw a couple of cops through the corner of my eye, and I involved them as well. So it was completely unplanned. It was so volatile, and it's amazing when you're shooting in live locations because it just goes anywhere. You can't even plan these things.
Absolutely.
And I had an amazing time shooting for that scene, especially. I felt it. I really felt it in my gut. I felt that anger.
And one can see how natural you are on screen. I mean, many more to you, Adarsh. I mean, you deserve all the accolades you do. Any actor, lastly, before I wrap this up, any actor you look up to, any actor whose process or method you've always been inspired by, because you are developing your own method and process now. But is there anyone you look at as a reference?
well, not as a reference, but there are lots of actors that I really look up to and admire, and Joaquin Phoenix is definitely one of
Wow.
them.
Wow.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joe Pesci, Nawazuddin Siddiqui,
Wow.
Om Puri Saab, like a lot of these big actors
Sure.
I get really inspired by, and yeah, it just motivates me to really try and explore myself and put myself out there and go the distance and really get to know the person and become the person that I'm playing as opposed to playing an idea of the person. I think it's
True.
our our body doesn't know. Acting is a psychophysical process that our body really doesn't know that you're lying. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bunch of lies that you're telling people, right?
Anyways, all the very best. More power to you. We can hear the
Thank you.
tigers roar, as they say. And thank you so much,
Thank you
Adarsh.
so
Well
much.
done. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.